Sweet Dan Sweet. Goes to show you just what's in a name, doesn't it? Here's a comic book review.
You use your tongue prettier than a $20 whore.
Another Sweet Den review coming at you. This time, he tackles Scarlet.
Hey folks, how you doing? Comic Book Man here. Welcome to my video outhouse. It's time once again for
Sweet Talking with Sweet Dan Sweet and Comic Book Man and Comic Book Man's Video Outhouse.
located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, alternate reality, where all new comics are 15% off every day for everyone, including Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev's Scarlet, which is supposedly an ongoing series from the Marvel Icon. Scarlet. From the Marvel Icon imprint, and this is the first issue. Shipped this week. It was 15% off. Actually, it was 40% off. It came in last Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
It was 40% off. It came in last Wednesday.
First day sale.
If you didn't come in last Wednesday, you didn't get it at 40% off.
You've been had.
You've been had. So, this is out. How is it?
It is what it is.
Well, tells me nothing.
That tells anybody nothing. But that's sort of the thing. In this, you
It's
get a
as
whole
good
lot
as
of.
it's ever going to be.
I did not say that. Brian Bendis, Alex Maleev. I know that's not how you say his name. They came up with this character. It's unclear as to what the mission statement of the book is yet, but it is Bendis flexing his ability to sort of communicate with readers. The character throughout the whole issue breaks the fourth wall, talking directly to you.
Sort of like what we're doing right now.
Well, exactly what we're doing right now. She has had a tough run. It's just some chick. She doesn't have powers that I know of. She wasn't bit by a spider. Her parents weren't killed, and she didn't swear vengeance on all crime in the city of Gotham. It's just a chick who's had a good run. She's had an all right life. Ups, downs, had some skid marks along the way. And then things start to get kind of dark. She has her and her boyfriend has a run-in with this rough, crooked cop. In the end, boyfriend ends up dead. Scarlet ends up shot in the head.
Woo!
She gets better, I guess. Not by, time passes. It's not like, hey, I'm better.
There's a superpower right there. You get shot in the head and you get better.
And then there's illusions that she's going to start fighting back.
Yeah.
It's not clear who.
Well, it's
not
a big
clear
illusion
why.
at the end. There's a big illusion at the end.
But the thing I liked about it was the way Bendis made this character, this woman Scarlet, feel like anybody.
Yeah.
It could be somebody you know. Anybody that gets kicked when they're down. It could be, the every woman. It's really interesting because I've never read a Bendis book where he breaks the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like Bendis speaking through the voice of Superman speaking to readers.
Right. It's
not Bendis as Luke Cage speaking to readers. It's Bendis as his own character, which is probably a bit closer to his own personal beliefs or whatever on the subject. I mean, I know it's set in Portland. He's from Portland, he lives in Portland.
You believe this is a very autobiographical book?
I don't want to say autobiographical because he doesn't have boobs.
Yeah, he's not channeling himself through his inner hoo-ha.
But I think the political opinions expressed in it may be in line with his line of thinking.
Yeah.
Or at least in line with a line of thinking that he thinks is going to dominate sometime soon, which is the young perspective, my generation's perspective. You know what I mean? The kids in it are skateboarders. They're stoner Gen Xers, or not Gen Xers anymore, but the coffee house crowd, the manufactured pop culture Starbucks brigade, isn't really sort of represented. It's more the grungy, gritty, political activist side of my age group.
Now, I've heard this book compared favorably to Bendis' Alias.
Okay.
And parallels there that you can tell. This character there's a lot of parallels between her and the character of Alias in that book.
Strong female roles. Bendis likes to write about women. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whether it's Powers or Jinx or Alias or whatever. Alias, I guess that was more about Private Eyes. Like I said, it's unclear where this book is going by the end of the first issue. I had to read the letters section. There's an interview at the end. I went online and started looking at stuff on the Bendis board. I had to get a better idea of where this was going. I mean, it's still unclear how many issues this is going to be.
Well, supposedly it's ongoing. It's not a miniseries, but, we'll see.
Yeah, the last ongoing they had only lasted about 6 issues.
Well, Powers is ongoing. It's gone through 3 incarnations of being ongoing.
Right.
I think they're on series 3 now.
Right.
But I think they've done almost 100 issues.
There's a drastic difference in style between the Powers, which is radically, not simple, but clean, smooth book, and the artistic work that goes into Alex Maleev's photo referencing and stuff like that. There is a new lady who is credited with modeling for the character, so she's just as hot as the lady who modeled for Spider-Woman. That's pretty cool. Like I said, it's unclear where the book's going. There's a lot of talk of revolution, which I find interesting. It's like, what does he mean when he says revolution? Who's revolting? Against whom? You know what I mean? I want to see what's going on. So I'm perplexed by the book. It's visually stunning. It's Bendis doing what he does best, which is writing. You know what I mean? It's just he's just letting it all flow freely. So if you're a fan of Bendis, if you're a fan of Maleev, if you're a fan of the two of them together, you can't go wrong. If you're looking for something new, if you're looking for a book about strong female characters, this might be a book that brings more women into comic book stores.
That'd be nice.
It might be. I can't say for sure because I don't know where it's going. And
I think it'd bring more psychotic women into the store. Yeah.
What's the difference?
They come in blasting.
more psychotic women who need therapy and
combat boots wearing, nose ring, sort of half shaved head chicks.
Who
that's awesome.
Who want to go out and shoot up a schoolyard? Yeah.
Hey. That's unfair.
You don't know where the book's going at the end. At the end of the book, it looks like she's ready. It looks like she's ready to join the Columbine crowd.
But that's not necessarily. You get the idea.
You don't know for sure, and I'm not saying that, but you definitely get that impression by the end of the book. But is
her violent nature going to be unleashed on the common person, or is it going to be directed at crooked sort of authority figures? I think that's where it's unclear, and that's where the most interesting aspect is, and it's also its biggest fault, in my opinion.
My big problem with the book, I read the book, my big problem with the book is it comes off as for me, it comes off very whiny and self-indulgent on her part. She's had a hard life. Boo-hoo. Okay, we've all had a hard life. Yeah. So what does she decide to do? She decides to get a gun and go out and fix things. Okay, and she doesn't seem like she's very stable to begin with. When I start reading books about people who aren't very stable, who go out and have had a hard life, at least as far as they're concerned, and they want to go fix things by going out and buying a gun. Okay. That doesn't exactly tell me that we're in for the fun ride of the summer. We're in for a book that probably is going to be fairly distasteful on some level if he wants to take it in that direction. I'm not going to sit here and say that's what Bendis is doing because I don't know. But from this first issue, that's the impression it leaves me with. Now, 3 issues from now, I could be sitting here saying, well, was I wrong about that? But then again, I might not be. This is an Icon book. This is not a Marvel Universe book. And he could very easily go off in that direction if he wants to and justify it with the Icon logo.
I think the difference
Icon ain't Vertigo, folks.
the character's hard life is not used as the crutch for which she is fighting back. Yeah. It's just maybe that's what's formulated her mindset, and then when she gets shot in the head by a police officer, that'll change her. I'm of the opinion that might change even the most well-balanced person.
Here in Chicago, and I know we're talking about comics, not real life, but here in Chicago, we just finished up the Berg trial, where you had a head of a police squad and a bunch of other police apparently torturing victims on a regular basis throughout the 70s and the 80s. Shit happens, and I'm not saying that it's right by any stretch of the imagination. Right. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, bad things happen to everybody in life. Everybody has had a lump of junk dumped in their lap at some point in their life that they weren't expecting, that they didn't deserve. Nobody deserves it, but you know what? That's part of life, and you move on. The people who have that happen to them and decide to go out and shoot up a post office or decide to go shoot up a schoolhouse, okay, those folks, and again, I don't know if that's where he's going, but that sure seems like it to me. That's the direction this book seems to be going in, and if that's the case, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you can flush the book.
Well, yours also wasn't a generation that has been force-fed violence and I'm not saying at all.
Watch 70s TV sometime.
but I mean, we got the video games that are running around raping and killing people. We've got, I mean, even standards in comic books have gone down in terms of that. Television, they show a lot more stuff on TV now than they ever did. Nightly news, it's nonstop, boom, 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 bad shit, bad shit, bad shit. It's very much a difference of, you're older, you're established, you're not this fiery ball of hormones and energy and anger anymore.
I really miss that too.
But you know what? Some kids my age really are pissed off at shit. The police stuff with the John Birch stuff or the Tony Abadi beating the bartender woman. I mean, that stuff gets people mad. and especially over where you get the crazy hippie sort of kids that are both peace loving, but yet they want to take it to the next level. It's a generational thing, and I think it's going to appeal to people my age, and it might turn people your age off. And it's just going to be something we have to let it explore.
So read the book and decide for yourself.
Exactly.
Read Dan's review, which is on the store's website, and the store's website is at...
Do you need me to do it for you? www.myalternatereality.com.
So stop off at the store's website and check out all of Dan's reviews. You want it
Better.
fast? There, it's fast. And until next time, this is Comic Book
Faster.
Man. This is Comic Book Man saying bye.
Bye.
Thank you.